When flying in VFR conditions, you're required to maintain specific visibility and cloud clearance minimums. Instrument flight rules allow for appropriately rated pilots and specially equipped aircraft to fly in weather where normal VFR flight would be impossible or very dangerous. When you're flying in IFR conditions, seeing and avoiding other air traffic may be impossible due to the lack of adequate visibility. During these periods, you must rely on the air traffic control system to keep your aircraft separated from other IFR traffic. For discussion purposes, we have divided the ATC system into two primary sections: terminal facilities, which serve pilots operating in the vicinity of an airport, and en route center facilities, which serve IFR flights outside of the terminal areas. Let's take a look at the larger en route centers first. There are several air route traffic control centers in the United States sharing the responsibility for the coordination and separation of en route IFR traffic operating within controlled airspace. Each area is further divided into sectors, separated both geographically and by altitude. The number of sectors and the altitudes that an individual controller may handle will vary, depending on the air traffic load. Controllers monitor the IFR traffic within these sectors with the aid of a computer-enhanced radar system. To assure safe distances between aircraft, they periodically make adjustments in an aircraft's speed, heading, or altitude. When you file your flight plan, the procedures for achieving IFR traffic separation for your flight are set into motion. The FSS specialist forwards your flight plan to the ARTCC facility from which your flight will originate. There, it is processed and the selected route of flight is approved or amended as necessary. Then, when you depart, your flight information is relayed by computer to the various centers you will be going through. In addition to their first priority of providing separation to all IFR aircraft, en route centers also provide additional safety-related services to IFR and, if conditions permit, VFR aircraft. One of these services is traffic advisories. Whenever possible, the controller will advise you of conflicting VFR traffic. Unfortunately, radar cannot detect all conflicting traffic, especially those operating without a transponder. Therefore, when flying in VFR conditions, even if you're on an IFR flight plan, you are responsible for seeing and avoiding other aircraft. Another service includes the issuance of weather advisories, which alert pilots to potentially dangerous weather phenomena. Center controllers also provide safety alerts, warning IFR pilots who are flying too low for safe terrain clearance. These safety alerts have helped avert many potential accidents. Emergency assistance is another service provided to both IFR and VFR aircraft by the en route center. If this service is needed, ATC can give you priority and clear the airspace of other traffic, or they can give you radar vectors to the nearest airport. They will also assist you if you become disoriented. The second component of the air traffic control system is the terminal control facilities, which serve the airspace surrounding various airports. These facilities are comprised of approach and departure control, the control tower, ground control, and clearance delivery. At busy airports, clearance delivery is a special frequency designed to relieve congestion on the ground control frequency. Generally, you will contact this facility when you have received ATIS information and are ready to depart. Upon receiving your clearance, you contact ground control when you're ready to taxi. At airports without a clearance delivery, you receive your clearance instructions directly from ground control. The control tower operates in much the same way for IFR flights as it does for VFR flights. However, for IFR flights, the tower controller will hand you off to departure control when you're about a half-mile beyond the runway end. Departure and approach control provide IFR separation and handling during the departure and arrival phases of the flight. In metropolitan areas, a single radar facility often handles aircraft operating to or from several nearby airports. They also work closely with the en route center and the tower to transition air traffic smoothly between the terminal and en route airspace structures. As your instrument training progresses, you will become more familiar with all components of the ATC system and how they are used during the course of your flight. Although we have seen many different aspects of the system, you will find the same basic operating procedures apply to them all.